Hey, are you starving your tools? What does that mean? Are they heating up or do they feel like they're not working up to max capacity? Well, there's a reason why. In this video, I'll explain why. Inside every owner's manual, there's a chart. You've probably never seen it because what do we do with owner's manuals? We toss them, right? But inside there, it talks about the gauge of a cord and also the length of cord recommended. So that's what this video is about. And I'll take it from electrical cords to nail guns to hoses. Check this out. If you're ever working outside, and I'll use this as a quick reference example, is if you're using an angle grinder and you got 100-foot length of hose, and it's heating up. Well, think about it. You have 100 foot and it fits 16 gauge. Remember, the higher the number, the thinner the conduit. You should have at least a 12 gauge on there if it's 100 foot, because what you're doing is you're not getting enough energy from your outlet to your tool. And that is as simple as it gets, but I will go more in depth as we continue. This may be a little bit better analogy. Pneumatic air hose is sold in 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. So think about it. If I'm running a 1/4 inch, look, it's a small pipe to my tool and it doesn't run as efficient. But if I open it up to like a 3/8 air hose, my tools run so much better because I have a bigger pipe, a bigger conduit to the tool. Same thing with electrical extension cords. So my rule of thumb, really quick, super simple. The longer the extension cord you gotta run, the thicker it should be. So what's inside the extension cord? There's 3 wires. There's the white, the black, and the green. And they're all twisted together because these are grounded extension cords. So inside is the gauge of wire that each of these contain. So the thicker one here, this is a 12 gauge, is a lot thicker, and you can see it versus a 16 gauge. I have a 16, 14, and 12 here, and I'll show you the one I use all the time. It's a 10 gauge, and it's overkill, but I never starve my tools. So how do you know which one you have? It's pretty simple. When you bought it, it says it right here on the packaging. But let me show you how to read your cord properly. So every time someone sees my extension cord, they go, holy moly, it's a worthy investment. Okay, this is a 10 gauge. I will show you how to read a cord. Just like on all wire you buy at a store, it has to be labeled on the cord itself or the wire itself. Sounds funny, but if I feel the cord right here, it's imprinted on there. This is yellow. So what I do, and I've shown this to so many people, I highlight the cord with a pencil and I can read what size this is. So as I highlighted that, you probably saw it pop. It said 10 on there and AWG. That is an abbreviation for American Wire Gauge. So you probably have had one of these, you got it somewhere and you don't know how to use it, or you threw it away because you didn't know what it was for. This is an American wire gauge, and I do this when I'm testing and I don't want to, or wiring something, I don't want to look at it. It's in my pouch when I'm doing electrical, and I just take this and I put it in, and I know that this is too loose here, but there it is, perfect. This is a 12 gauge wire. Hey, there's another way to test wire for gauge. If you don't have one of these and you don't have one of these, on your wire strippers, they're labeled the different gauges to strip your wire properly. Hey, it wouldn't be a SedgeTool video if I didn't include a little Festool in there. So check it out. This will help describe a few things that I just covered in the video. So I have a cord here that links to the CT that goes into the wall. All right, it's 24 feet long. Festool puts a 12 gauge on there. That's rocking. All right, you don't want to starve the tool. But then think about it. Then you take a plug-it cord, you plug it in, and that's another 13 feet. If my math and metric is right, that's 37 feet. Okay, so there's two styles of plug-it cords. This is the one that is a 16 gauge, and there's one that's 18 gauge, okay? This one here comes with all the sanders, low amp drawing tools, okay? It's thinner. You don't need this, the bigger conduit that you need for your track saws and your larger routers, okay? So what I do is I just keep it easy. I take this cord, which is a 16 gauge, and I just leave it in there because this plug-it cord will work on every single SedgeTool tool that accepts plug-it. Okay, in your wood shop, there's another category where it's labeled with gauges. And we know what it is. It's the nail guns, whether cordless or pneumatic. But the gauge is what type of nail and thickness of nail it takes. Do I need all of them? Absolutely. and here's the reason. You remember I said thickness? So the lower the gauge, the thicker the nail. And when you look to see which nail gun you're gonna pick for the application, there's two pieces of information you have to consider. How big is the nail hole gonna be, right? And I have a B-roll that Chris is gonna insert. Okay, and the other is what shear strength. What's the vertical holding power? So if I'm building a cabinet, I want the thickest possible nail to give me shear strength on that shelf. So as you can see how thin the 23 gauge is versus the 21 gauge. This is the 18 gauge. This is probably your most popular. And also there's one in between. It's 16 gauge. I don't have a 16 gauge nailer. I always went for the 15 gauge. So when I take these out and I go to 23 gauge, you see how much thicker that is. So you have more shear strength. Hey, I hope this video gave you a little bit more knowledge on the gauges in your shop. Whether it's an electrical cord, extension cord, or a pneumatic nailer. Hopefully this was informative. So, as we always say, oh, wait a minute, time for a question. Okay, here's an easy one. If you're at the end of the video and you know we ask a question all the time now, here's a wicked easy one. It's almost Christmas time. What is on the top of your tool wish list for your shop? Okay, as we always say in the SedgeTool shop, be positive, stay sharp, and we mean wicked sharp.